As a part of the One Campus, One Book Talk here at UCM, this month's award-winning author was Alexander Weinstein.
I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, and then moved to Westchester County, went to school upstate New York for the first 2 years of my undergrad. And then I moved to Portland, Oregon. I dropped out, became a chef in Portland, Oregon, and lived there for a number of years until I went back to school at the Jack Kerouac School of Disembodied Poetics at Naropa University, which was a Buddhist university. And I studied a whole bunch of performance art there, creative writing, dance, theater, graduated from there, and then lived in Boulder for a number of more years, went to my MFA program at Indiana University, and then now, after graduating, live in Ann Arbor where I teach creative writing.
Alexander Weinstein is the director of the Martha Vineyard Institute of Creative Writing and the author of the book Children of the New World.
Yeah, it's a world that's very close. So Children of the New World is a collection of stories very close to the reality where we are now, but just maybe 10 years in the future where technology has taken over a little more. So you have parents bearing their robotic children, you have people living completely online lives, and their avatars get pregnant, and then they have online kids that they have to take care of. There are second ice ages that sweep through communities, and in this way it's both humor-filled dystopia that deals with where we might find ourselves if we're not careful with how much we love our technology. Yeah, a lot of it came from both, my bumbling uses of technology, because I often either use it poorly or make a fool of myself online, and then I find out, oh, that would make a really interesting story. The first story, Saying Goodbye to Yang, was my laptop crashing, and that became the older brother, robotic Yang, who crashes. And then my own life, my romantic relationships end up playing out in a lot of the stories. My fatherhood shows up because there's fathers and parents that are trying to take care of these kids, whether they be virtual kids or whether they be robotic children. That's still part of this sort of parenthood that plays into that. And then, as I said in there, my anger often with social and political situations, right? Looking at how we treat our Earth, for example, or looking at political decisions. These will then play out in dystopian ways where the BP oil spill, for example, becomes an ongoing oil spill in one of my stories that goes on for hundreds of days and destroys the water. So I look at current events and they play out. So I'm working on a number of different stories right now. Some are adult fairy tales, also sort of wonky worlds where I have working class trolls that are trying to take care of their children with the onset of the bad humans that are chasing them into caves. I have utopian stories, I would call them, which is really more about a kind of spiritual speculative fiction. What would happen if all of us suddenly were able to become more psychic, or what if we felt each other's emotions more readily? And that I see as a more kind of positive spin on where the future could go, as opposed to the dystopian visions that I wrote in Children of the New World.
We hope to see many more great authors like Weinstein here at UCM in the future. And you can check out more about Weinstein at his website, alexanderweinsteinfiction.com.